Why is success so difficult to sustain? If you look across the sweep of business history, most companies which at one point were widely regarded as unassailably successful, a decade or two later you find them in the middle of the pack and often at the bottom of the heap. And I reached the strangest conclusion after having studied this for a number of years, which is that it's actually the principles of good management that we teach at the Harvard Business School that sow the seeds of every company's ultimate failure. I will begin by just showing you this diagram on the screen that plots on the vertical axis the performance of a product or service over time. And this is a model that we call the disruptive innovation model that describes how new technologies can overtake an industry and transform the way their products or services are delivered. In every market, there are two trajectories of improvement. The first, which is represented by this dotted red line, is that in every market there's a trajectory of improvement that customers are able to utilize. Now, there's a distribution in every market. So at the high end, there are very complicated problems and very demanding customers where they'll never be satisfied with the best that's available. And at the low end of every market, there are simple problems and simple folks that can be overserved by very little. So that's the first piece of the model, is in every market there's this trajectory of improvement that customers can use. Now, the second piece of the model is that in every market there's a different trajectory of improvement that innovating companies provide as they keep introducing better and better products. The most important finding about this is this trajectory of technological progress almost always outstrips the ability of customers to use the progress. And a good way to visualize this is if you just go back to the mid-1980s on the left-hand side of that diagram, when we were first learning to do word processing on those early personal computers. Do you remember how often you had to stop your fingers to let Intel's 286 chip catch up to you? Because Intel's fastest processor wasn't even fast enough to keep pace with your fingers. But Intel just kept introducing faster and faster chips until a few years ago when they hit a 3 gigahertz Pentium 4 processor that actually shot way beyond the speed that most customers in mainstream business applications could use. Now, if the technology helped the leaders in the industry make better products that they could sell for better profits to their best customers, they always figured out a way to get it done. But there was another technology that always vexed the leaders and in the end generally killed them. And we called this kind of technological innovation a disruptive technology. And we chose the word disruptive not because it was a dramatic breakthrough of the sort shown on this slide, but instead of making a better product perform better, it actually brought to the market a product that was simpler, much more affordable, and not nearly as good as the ones that you're looking at there. And in almost every industry, at the beginning, the available products are expensive and complicated, so only people with a lot of money and a lot of skill can own them and use them or provide the services that they entail. A disruptive innovation transforms those products into something that is so affordable and simple that a whole new population of people can now own the products and use them or provide the services. And so to depict that on this diagram, we're going to come out in a new plane of competition where the disruptive innovation, by enabling people who previously couldn't afford or own the product now to have one, and we say that it competes against non-consumption.